Hello and welcome back to Football Daily, where today we're running through the most shocking ratings revealed from FIFA 22 so far. Let us know what you think of our choices in the comments for a chance to be featured on this week's Sunday Vibes. 10. Luis Suarez 88. Kicking off with what's sure to be a controversial choice, we've got Luis Suarez at 10 on a crazy rating of 88, the same as he had in FIFA 14 at the end of a season where he bagged 31 goals and 12 assists in league play. Suarez may have won a title last year and scored an impressive 21 in La Liga, but as so often happens with EA, his attributes seem to be based on what he once was, not what he is now. His card features 84 dribbling, despite the Uruguayan completing just 13 dribbles in the whole of last season. He was given 82 passing, though he only created one chance per 90, the lowest of his career, and was even rated 47 for defence, admittedly not that high, but better than Alexander Lacazette in FIFA 21, after a campaign in which the Frenchman had won possession 1.2 times a game, compared to Suarez's 0.5 at Atleti. Now 34 and approaching the end of a spectacular career, we can understand why EA want to celebrate Suarez's achievements with a great card. But putting him level with Haaland and Lukaku just makes everyone look silly. 9. Jack Grealish 84. A big transfer doesn't automatically equal a great FIFA rating. Ousmane Dembele was handed an 83 after his £120 million switch to Barcelona, while João Felix has been given the same rating this year, his highest ever. But Jack Grealish might reasonably have expected better than 84 after a 2021 campaign in which he delivered 16 league goal involvements despite missing a third of Aston Villa's matches. Grealish's rating puts him lower than 10 of his City teammates, including Bernardo Silva, who produced just 8 goals and assists for the champions last year and only put up 0.3 XG a match, half of Grealish's tally. And not only was the Englishman dangerous in front of goal, he was instrumental in helping his team get there, ranking 10th in the Prem for progressive passes per 90 and 2nd for progressive carries, coming in top of the division at taking the ball into the penalty area. But, according to FIFA, his passing is inferior to Antoine Griezmann's, while his 88 dribbling, though impressive, is worse than Silva or Mahrez. In fact, Grealish trails Eden Hazard in overall rating, after the Belgian played a paltry 500 league minutes last campaign, making us wonder what the England international needs to do to break 85. Perhaps we'll find out next season. 8. Sergio Ramos 88. Injuries happen to even the best of footballers, and to be fair to EA, it's hard to factor time on the treatment table into a player rating. But we can't work out how Sergio Ramos maintained an 88 on FIFA 22, a reduction of just 1 from last season's card, despite only playing 1,200 league minutes to 3,000 the year before, and dropping from scoring an insane league goals to just 2. Somehow, Ramos is still rated 88 for defending, the same as FIFA 21 and one better than FIFA 20, even though he now makes fewer tackles, fewer pressures, gets dribbled past more and wins a lower percentage of headers than before. And when you compare his card to replacement David Alaba, the overall rating seems even more ridiculous, with Ramos coming out 4 points clear of the Austrian, who had superior ball winning, forward passing, ball carrying and foul numbers in 2021, not to mention playing more than twice as many minutes. Ramos shows no signs of becoming a regular at PSG yet, missing 7 games with calf problems since his free arrival in the summer, but is still the second best centre-back in the world in EA's opinion. Make it make sense. 7. Jude Bellingham 79. Young players often get short shrift from EA. Manchester United fans are already up in arms about Mason Greenwood 78, while Callum Hudson-Odoi and Emile Smith-Rowe trail him on 77 and 76 respectively. But arguably no one has been shortchanged more than Jude Bellingham, a contender for best young midfielder in the world and a Champions League regular at the age of 18, but only rated 79 in FIFA 22. Shockingly, Bellingham is considered just the 4th best midfielder at Dortmund, despite Emre Can playing 57% of his minutes at centre-back last year, Witsel only making 13 starts, and Brand getting just 1 goal involvement more than the Englishman from attacking midfield. And while Bellingham's attributes are solid, with only 69 shooting dropping below the mid-70 mark, his overall rank puts him level with Mahmoud Dahoud, who played an average of 900 minutes a season since he's arrived at Dortmund in 2017. Given that Scott McTominay and Granit Xhaka have been given 80s, it's hard to imagine that whoever chose those scores has watched these 3 men play. Let's hope Bellingham's brilliance is recognised before the year is out. 6. Leroy Sané 84. It's weird to think some players are better off injured, but in Leroy Sané's case, it's hard to argue otherwise. The German has been handed 84 in FIFA 22, putting 6 Bayern players ahead of him, a strange decision seeing as last year he was rated 85 after 12 months spent on the sidelines, and his form hasn't exactly been bad in Bavaria. Sane delivered 15 goals and assists in 18 Bully starts as he won his first German title in 2021, playing more minutes and contributing more goals than 85 rated Serge Gnabry, and trailing only Lewandowski and Thomas Müller for attacking output at the Allianz Arena. He took more shots per game than he did in any season at Manchester City, and completed more dribbles than in 2 out of the last 3 campaigns he was fit for. And perhaps that's why those are the only attributes to emerge from the new rating system unscathed, with early reports suggesting his pace, passing and physical marks have all been downgraded. Still 25 and at one point among the most exciting wide talents in the game, we hope Sane can explode under Julian Nagelsmann, and, having restored his form, find a way to recover his apparently sinking reputation. 5. Pepe 82. Getting an upgrade at the ripe old age of 38 is rare and impressive, and in the case of Porto centre-back Pepe, confusing. The Portuguese, the third oldest player to appear in the Primeira Liga last year, has gone from 81 to 82 on the new FIFA, a rating we assume is based on the Dragons' run to the Champions League quarter-finals, given they finished second in their domestic league, with their only trophy the Portuguese Community Shield. But even that doesn't make sense. While Porto knocked Juventus out in the UCL round of 16, their defence wasn't especially impressive, conceding 10 in 10, while 29 allowed in 34 domestically seemed strong until you realise both Benfica and Sporting had tighter back lines. And while Pepe himself saw small upticks in tackles and interceptions, that doesn't explain why his pace has risen an astonishing 14 points from 66 to 80, the fastest he's ever been in FIFA, and above Antonio Rudiger and Virgil van Dijk, who only rates 78 for speed. At this rate, the former Real Madrid man will be the best player in the game by the time he's 45. 4. Franck Kessié 84. It's been a great year for Franck Kessié. Missing just one league game as Milan rose from 6th to 2nd, he netted 13 goals in Serie A and saw his transfer market value climb to nearly £50 million. And just in time, as with 1 year left on his contract, he's put himself in the shop window, with Tottenham, Liverpool and Barcelona all linked with a free move for him in 2022. His achievements in front of goal have earned Kessié an 84 rating in the new edition of FIFA, ahead of Arsenal's Thomas Partey. But is that really deserved? The Ivorian benefited from a slew of penalties last year, scoring only 2 and assisting 4 if you take out spot kicks. He's also a reluctant defender with only around 3 tackles and interceptions per game, and while he has a strong 88% passing accuracy, that's largely a function of unambitious distribution, as he was in the bottom 40% of midfielders for progressive passes last season. It all adds up to a less impressive picture than his overall would suggest, especially as EA have put him above Fede Valverde and Mason Mount, both on 83. But at 24, perhaps he'll blossom this year and show himself worthy of his lofty rating. 3. Patrick Bamford 78. Patrick Bamford and Romelu Lukaku both joined Chelsea for the first time in the summer of 2011, but while the Belgian returns to Stamford Bridge this summer with an Italian title and a whopping 88 rating, Bamford is still stuck in the upper 70s, below such superstars as Marko Arnautovic on 81 and Gerard Deulofeu on 79, both of whom are currently mired in Serie A's mid-table. This looks like EA's standard small club tax, as Bamford surely deserves better, given that he scored 17 goals in the Premier League last season, as well as delivering 7 assists. And in fact, when you strip out penalties, only 4 players netted more than his 15 in the Prem, and he was involved in more goals for his team than Salah or Bruno Fernandes, rated 89 and 88 respectively. Even his defence mark of 42 seems harsh, with his 18 pressures a match, putting him in the top 16% of forwards over the last year, according to FBref. Now 28, Bamford must despair of ever cracking the 80 rating ceiling, and it's no surprise the Englishman has already registered his displeasure at his card, branding EA's decision shocking. It's hard to disagree. 2. Casemiro 89. Who are the best midfielders in the world? According to FIFA 22, the top 3 are De Bruyne, Conte and Kimmich. But while no one would have a problem with those selections, their 4th spot is insane. Real Madrid destroyer Casemiro. Somehow, the Brazilian has snagged an 89 rating in this year's game, not only making him Real's joint best player with Benzema, but placing him in the top 22 cards available, ahead of Bruno Fernandes and Jadon Sancho. To achieve a score that high, you'd expect Casemiro to be a brilliant all-rounder, but in real life he's essentially a defender and little more. Shielding Los Blancos' backline with 4.7 tackles and interceptions a match, his defence rating of 86 is fair enough. But 76 for passing puts him 5 ahead of Virgil van Dijk, despite ranking in the bottom half of European midfielders last season for progressive passes and racking up a bang average 84% accuracy. His overall rating is also better than any card Xabi Alonso or Yaya Toure ever received, and puts him level on iconic cards given to Ronaldinho and Johan Cruyff. What on earth are they drinking over at the EA headquarters? 1. Marcos Llorente 86. Every FIFA has its rogue ratings. Whether it's Socrates getting an 86 on FIFA 18 or Harry Kane getting a 78 in 2016, EA always loves to make an eye-catching error, and this year's could be Marcos Llorente. Handed an 86 overall and lethal attributes including 88 pace, the Spaniard is already being heralded as the best gold centre mid in FIFA history. We're just not sure why. Let's start with that position, which seems odd after a campaign in which Llorente made 28 of his 37 league appearances on the right wing or behind the striker, and featured predominantly as a right back for his national team. But the problems run much deeper than that. The 26-year-old has 82 dribbling, despite completing just 1.2 take-ons a match. And while he is clearly a good long-range shooter, his card seems to be based on the fact he netted 12 and assisted 11 in La Liga. World-class output, but unlikely to be repeated, given that it's more than double his 9.5 expected goals and assists. This isn't to say Llorente doesn't deserve an upgrade, but anyone watching La Liga is sure to be puzzled at this rating, placing the Atleti man alongside the best cards ever given to Vincent Kompany or Santi Cazorla. We're already expecting this one to be corrected by this time next year. So that was our take on the 10 most shocking ratings on FIFA 22. Do you agree with our choices? Who have we missed out? Let us know in the comments down below. Make sure you're liked and subscribed to Football Daily, and we'll see you next time.